Welcome to the stream. This is not a drive time dialectic. This is literally going to be a cooking with TC. And you guys get to come along to the grocery store with me while I buy what I find to make a meal for this evening. But we got to get it started now. About 10:30 in the morning, because it takes hours. It takes hours and hours and hours to prepare. And you guys you're in for a treat, because you get to go shopping with me while we do this. So it's a fun part of the job. So I'm taking a risk going about it this way, because I can't count on my local grocery store always having the things in place that I want to make for this particular sauce that I'm going to do. And we'll talk about the sauce once we get to the grocery store. So you should like, comment, share. And you guys know me, if you've tuned into any of my cooking episodes on Facebook, as I'm cooking, not only am I explaining what's going on while I do food prep and whatnot, I will almost always vary my conversation with you and talk about different should we say soups that I have cooking while I'm doing it. So yeah, I want to give a shout out to all of my channel members. There's more of you now than there were even 2 weeks ago. Thank you. Very much appreciate everybody that chooses to support the work that I do. Still looking for some new people to come in at that top level as show producers. It's a very interesting search. Show producers doesn't require any work from you. It's just if you come in at the top level of donation, either through channel memberships here on YouTube or on Subscribestar, then you can just get a shout out for every show as being a show producer. So, and when I'm working on my new intro video and intro song, you will get your name in the credits of the intro video. So here we are. We're at the grocery store. We're gonna go in and we're gonna go shopping for what's on the menu today. So let's go. Let's do this. Let's go shopping so we can get home and start food prepping, and then we can start talking about things that come to mind. Like I said, for the soups that I'm working on. I'm not making a soup today, though. Today we are going to be making a sauce for Cajun pasta. And so if you don't know anything about Cajun cooking, it has kind of a bad reputation, because a lot of people, I shouldn't say bad, people have a misconstrued idea of what Cajun food is. So a lot of people think that is just by all means at all times must burn your mouth nearly to death. And you just don't have to. You don't have to. Cajun food does not have to burn you. And it's a combination of cultures, really. So Cajun and Creole style cooking kind of combines the feel of native population of regions around Louisiana. It also brings in some French flair because the French were the first to settle the region, and then it will also bring in even a little bit of English to it at times. But yeah, anyway, I am going to turn the camera around so that you guys can see what we're looking at. So Cajun pasta, the sauce it's based on peppers, but not necessarily spicy peppers. So they're not necessarily a high Colville rating on peppers. Here, we're gonna see how this works. I don't have a holder right now. Let's see if you guys can still see. So you can have two hands. Yeah, there we go. Going in the pocket a little bit. If it'll fit. There we go. Can we see? Okay, yeah, we can still see. So we're gonna go with the base of green peppers and green peppers, an orange and a red, and I'm also going to throw in, just for the extra flavor, I'm going to throw in a jalapeno, a couple of jalapenos actually. Don't want to overdo it because remember, Cajun doesn't mean blow your socks off with heat. It's supposed to be flavorful. So we're doing good so far. They have everything that I'm looking for. We got that. Let's see what they have for onions today. Let's see. All right, we're gonna go with, and always go with white onions for savory dishes. You don't want something sweet like a yellow. You want to do you want to focus primarily on white onions because they're much better when it comes to savory. Yeah. Where's everybody from? Where are you guys watching from? Where's everybody watching from? So let's see. About four onions. Onions are part of the base as well. I like to use minced garlic. Jar about this size. Love minced garlic. Alright. Now I do a little bit of cheating. I will use canned crushed tomatoes. And I also use, oh hey, thanks for tuning in from New Jersey. Love that. So, oh, there we go, that's what I'm looking for. You want chicken broth. Actually, no. Let's go with the chicken stock. What? Chicken stock. And you know what? I'm gonna actually show, like, cost-wise, for 50 cents less, you can go to store brand, and you actually end up, the store brand is very rarely it's actually normally better than the name brand stuff, just in the sense that it's, like in this case, it was 50 cents less. If you don't like things like better than bouillon, I would recommend having, something like Weiler's or a powdered bouillon. I don't like cubes. I don't like the cube bouillon. It doesn't allow you to adjust as much, but I prefer better than bouillon. It's a better product. And so I'm going to grab the chicken for that. Even though we're starting off with a chicken stock as part of that, you're going to want the seasoning of the better than bouillon because it brings a lot more in. So now we're going to go find, where are the veggies? Oh, there they are. The canned veggies. And you want crushed tomatoes. You don't want diced. You don't want peeled stew tomatoes. You want crushed. And you don't want it with green chilies. If you cannot find crushed like they have here, you can go for like a petite dice. So I'm sorry. So yeah, don't do the one with the green chilies. Don't get anything that's flavored. You're going to want to look for preferably crushed tomatoes. If you cannot find crushed, you're going to want to do something like a petite diced. Okay? And stay away from anything that's flavored already. You don't want to do anything that's flavored. None of those. Very, very, very much want to go to just a classic crushed. So, and I'm going to do 2 cans. And now we're going to go and get the finishing touches. Oop. I got grabbed by something on the shelf. It wasn't supernatural though. It wasn't the grocery store ghost. So now remember, we're doing Cajun. So we're dealing with, in this case, it's a vegetable-based sauce, or a pepper and onion based sauce with chicken for the undertones as we reduce it. So now we're going to grab 1 thing of heavy whip. Once again, if you look at the prices, so like the name brand heavy whip's $5.69, and it's no better than the store brand. So we got our heavy whip. Now the heavy whip is for the finishing of the dish, which you guys won't get to see today. You're going to get to see the preparation of the sauce, and that's the most important part. And then we're going to grab a package of parm. So let's see here. We got our vegetables. Got our broth. Okay. Now I don't need any seasonings because I have the actual seasonings at home. I'll show you the seasonings that I use. So, and then we'll go up to the register and we will check out, and we'll go home and we'll start making the sauce. Gotta check one thing. this is not for sauce. All right, let's go check out. I'm gonna put you in my pocket one more time. Good, how are you? He was telling me that he was sneaking by me. He wasn't very sneaky about it.
Well, that's when he's not very sneaky.
Cooking thing right now, so everybody, if I look like I'm talking to people, I'm talking to people. So it's gonna come in at about 45-ish, roughly. Let's see it's that last one. Yeah, 45.26. Yeah, so 45.26, even with the waters on there. So, and this is a sauce that will last forever. By the way, you can freeze it. I'm going to give you cash to start with. You're going to want to recount my count.
$23.26. Receipt?
Yes. Thank you, Kennedy.
Have a nice day.
There we go. Now we're gonna go home and cook. Yeah, the Red Bucket Brigade. And bells are constantly ringing. So. Yeah. Picked up my replacement vehicle yesterday after I hit the deer back in the first couple of days of November. They totaled out my old car, so I got a new vehicle. Went a little bigger this time. Went from a 2-door sedan to a 3-row seating Dodge Journey. Never had a Dodge Journey before. I like Dodge. Dodge makes good vehicles, but they have a tendency to rust out in Minnesota, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why. So this thing will be getting frequent washes in the winter to keep the salt off of it. And they rust out more than others, but so Like I have a Traverse that I haven't been able to drive for a couple of years, and it has no rust on it at all, other than where it took some damage when somebody driving a Gator blew through a stop sign and schmucked me. So, oh, I already got a turn signal burned out on my new vehicle. Interesting. Have to get that replaced this weekend sometime, if I can figure out how to do it. They make changing light bulbs and turn signals and stuff so hard on new vehicles these days. I had a headlight burned out on my Traverse. That was a 2006. I had a 2006 Traverse. I had a headlight burn out at one time, and I went to go to like a Firestone, tire, tire, and what else did they do? They did headlights and stuff. So I'm like, was at the mall. It was right around Christmas, and I was at the mall, and I said, hey, I'd like to drop this off and get a headlight replaced. And they quoted me $220. And that was almost 8 years ago. $220 to replace a light bulb. The light bulb itself was $25. So, yeah. TC was not happy. I said, no thanks, I'll take it to my garage in the town I live in, and I'll just drive around with a burned out headlight for now. And they thought that was rude, and I'm like, well, I'm not paying it $220. And then I found out from the garage in town that they were only going to charge me $90, and that was labor and parts, which I'm like, after being quoted $220 some, I thought, hey, $90 is a steal. We're almost there, folks. We're almost to the kitchen to start the magic. I know you're excited, right? Super excited. Twitter-pated. Although I do have to warn you that while we're cooking, my grandchildren may make an appearance, and they are loud and chaotic. So. So yeah, we just spent about $45. Let's call it $40 for the veggies and whatnot to make this sauce, this Cajun pasta sauce. Yeah, and it's going to be served on a bed of fettuccine, and keeping with the roots of the Cajun region, that Louisiana, we're gonna bring the heat of the Cajun, so the kind of the native First Nations type people and their love for heat, and the Haitian people who helped create Creole and Cajun style food, if you will. We're going to bring in some of the French and northern Italian feel with a cream sauce, almost like an Alfredo, to blend in with it when we present it. And so I will take pictures of that and put them up on the community page for those of you that are interested. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, and know that I have the Freedom Flock, which streams during the week most of the time. That's their run. They will not go out in it. They hate the snow. So here we go. I'm gonna get started. And by the way, if you ever visit a house in Minnesota, take your shoes off when you come in the door in the winter. If you know what's good for you. Right? If you know what's good for you. So, all right, let's get you guys set up on the tripod while I get ready to cook. Let's see. Whoops. I didn't mean to block you guys out. Oh man, that was terrible. Alright. There we go. All right. Set that aside. All right. I'm gonna make myself a pot of coffee. So, if you cook, if you are a home chef, what is your favorite thing to make? If you're a home chef. Curious, let me know. Coffee is brewing. There we go. There's that. Obviously, you want to put your cold stuff in the fridge right away. Otherwise, you will have problems. Garlic. Let's see if I have another garlic and water in here to use up first. One. I don't have another one handy, so it's a good thing I bought garlic. I prefer garlic and water for soups and sauces. Peppers out. And by the way, do yourself a favor too. Cut your jalapenos first, because when you cut your jalapenos first, you help rub that capsaicin that you get off of. And for those of you that don't know, capsaicin is what makes peppers spicy. So, yeah, so cut your jalapenos first, and that helps rub the capsaicin off of your hands. And you saw that I paid with cash, so I go through after I paid with cash and I put all my coins in a coin jar, like most normal people. Unlike most normal people, I also check my coins for dates. If you don't check your coins for dates, you should, because there's still a ton of silver-based quarters, nickels, and dimes out there. So if you ever find a quarter, nickel, or a dime with 1964 or older on it, that has a silver value to it, if you didn't know. So yeah, always check. You guys want to meet the doggo? Want to meet the doggo? That's the doggo, Calvin. He's the old man. He wants to. I think he wants to go outside. There's our old Victorian living dining room. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna see if the doggo. You need to go outside, bud? Come on. Come on. You said you needed to go. You need to go? Yeah. So I'm going to get out the pan that I'm going to cook with. Get that ready to go. Get my dirty egg pan out of the way. I made scrambled eggs this morning. I don't make breakfast very often, but I was very hungry, so I made scrambled eggs this morning for myself with eggs from the chicken flock. Alright. You just need to do a little light wash on this. Haven't had this out to use for several months. So I have this very nice Calphalon that I got before the loss of my career. Bought this kind of as a gift for me and the other half for our Christmas one year. We got that, and we got these nice ones here, and we bought the matching rack. So now the key with this sauce is like I said, the amount of time it takes to prepare it. So, like, if you notice this, obviously, it's flat top. My dog is outside barking at the new car because he doesn't recognize it. You probably hear him in the background. So you notice that I turned the temp way down on this, because I want that pan beginning to heat. Now, the other key, and if you don't do a lot of your own cooking, or if you do cook but you don't, no offense, cooking from a box, if that's what you know, then more power to you. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna dog you out for cooking in the manner and the method that you know, but if you teach yourself how to cook, if you tune into people like me or others, sometimes I do a cooking stream on Vetter Nation, so where we do Vet Nation cooking. And speaking of which, Skipper's live over on Vet Nation right now, doing a coffee time with Skipper. And when he does his coffee times, he talks about things a lot different than I talk about. And tomorrow we have our second episode, well, kind of our third episode of Vet Nation Unexplained, where we're going to be having a guest by the name of Chad on, and we're going to be talking about things like time slips. Chad's experienced time slips, so we're going to be talking to him tomorrow at 12:30 Central Time. So, but yeah, if you're teaching yourself how to cook and you're trying to get away from pre-made meals, you guys are going to see me hit my head at least 3 times, by the way. If you're trying to get away from the boxed meals, pre-made meals, and that's going to require chopping of veggies. And you want to make sure you're using the right type of knife. So there's a standard chef style, and there's these almost grooved or vented style. These are really nice for vegetables because these help the vegetables not cling. But anytime that you're going to cook, make sure you sharpen your knives when you're preparing to start meal prep. You want to sharpen knives ahead of time. Every time you use your knife, you want to sharpen them. And there are different types of stones. If you ever watch Gordon Ramsay, he has his sharpening knife stones that he uses, which is great. They take a little getting used to. But you can buy, like IKEA sells what they call the Aspect. And these are IKEA stainless steel knives. They're nothing fancy. So I use the IKEA Aspect to sharpen them. And they have the same kind of material that the stones are that Gordon Ramsay uses. They're just put in there at just the right angle for sharpening. So you sharpen your knives ahead of time before you start your meal prep. Good. Then wash them off. Now, because I have chickens, I feed my chickens their shells from their own eggs. Great for replenishing calcium. But they also get all my scraps on everything except for onions and citrus. Mine don't like citrus, and chickens can eat onions. They're not bad for them. But it can make the eggs sour. So just keep that in mind if you have chickens. So now this is a butcher block top, but I don't tend to refrain from cutting on it directly unless I'm just like slicing a lemon or something real quick for my meal or for a drink. Make my coffee. By the way, if you haven't ever tried mushroom coffee, I am not paid to endorse them, but this is not a paid endorsement, but I love Rise Coffee, mushroom coffee. It's been phenomenal so far. It's the one thing that I splurge on for myself. And I have 1 cup a day, every day. And then I use Cafe Bustelo for any other coffee I had during the day. And normally on the weekends, I drink coffee all the way up until like 1 or 2. And then I'm done with coffee for the day. So, I'm gonna go check the dog. Because I'm pretty sure he wants to come in. Look, yeah, I'm gonna get off your barking. That's our car now. That white one is our car now. Yeah. Charlie there. Wash your hands after you handle the dog. There we go. So yeah, anyway. So you want your scrap pan there. And then I keep another one handy to put that over on that side so you can see better. So this is a hearty rustic style sauce, so you don't have to have everything just finely julienne. You don't have to have everything precisely shaped, because the cook time on this is meant to reduce it down from a very liquidy base down to a very thick sauce. In that process, all your vegetables are going to cook the same. And so oftentimes when you hear people talking about sauces and how you cut vegetables, you will hear them talk about, make sure that your sizes are similar. So you want to dice, you want to julienne, you want to French cut, whatever the case might be. With this sauce being a hearty, rustic style sauce, you want the feel to look like you would imagine it being done at, a non-professional setting. And I know that sounds funny, but it's part of the presentation. You don't want this sauce to look like it was supposed to be served in a $500 plate setting. But the key to this is the flavors are going to be $500 a plate settings. So with the jalapenos, people have a tendency as well, by the way, when they cut peppers, to core the pepper. This is where your heat and where your flavor is. This is your capsaicin, right? Now that capsaicin is existent in the entire pepper, but the core of the capsaicin, the core of the flavor of the, hey, Angry Vet, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. The core of the flavor is in that capsaicin. So when you cut that out and you remove the seeds, you actually are removing a massive amount of flavor. In fact, if you know anything about ground black pepper is not actually the meat, if you will, the structure of the pepper itself. Ground black pepper come from the peppercorns of a pepper, and that's the seed. The peppercorn is the seed, and so those whole peppers that you see in pepper grinders are pepper seeds. So we're not going to be real strategic in what size we cut these. We're not going for similarity. We're going for really kind of efficiency. And with the jalapenos, I'm just going to leave them in that shape, just like that. That star shape. So yeah, all of my, so when I make pico de gallo, when I make any soup that has peppers in it, the capsaicin, the center of the pepper stays in it at all times. I do not take them out. Especially when you have a long cook on a sauce. It tenderizes everything, and it really makes it flavorful. So I do take this top core off. I don't like these. Chickens love this. They'll eat all this. It's good for them. But you'll see I don't clean those out, and I don't go in and cut out that capsaicin. I used to. I spent a lot of time doing that. And then I started studying flavor. And there again, notice I'm not going for uniformity. I'm going for ease of cut. Oh, and by the way, sharp knives are safer. Believe it or not. It's dull knives that will cut you almost every time. So, do you need to start making cooking videos again? I don't know. That's up to you there, Tav. I don't know if I've ever actually caught one of your cooking streams. I do see you stuffing your face in your mukbang stuff. So notice how I cut this pepper a little different than that one. Once again, we're going for a rustic feel. We're not going for uniformity. For those of you that don't know, the Angry Vet is a phenomenal veteran. He's a warrior for liberty and freedom, and he himself has been run through the ringer by a corrupt system. He's been abused by the VA, and that's a lot of why he's the Angry Vet. He has every right to be. But he helps out vets in need. He's been there for a lot of people. And so if you know any veterans that are being taken advantage of by the system, tell them to look up the Angry Vet here on YouTube. Tab has been a phenomenal supporter of my work. And I cannot thank him enough for doing that. So a lot of people, when they cut their peppers, they'll cut the tops off of them and they'll throw this entire thing away. And that's why I'm showing you this. No, don't. This is all so good. It's all so good. And when you do that, you can cut that top out and you can break that core right away if you choose to go that route. But don't throw away your peppers. And once again, remember what I said. Cut your jalapenos first. I'm going to switch knives. Chef's knife. I'm not cutting it today. There we go. But yeah, the Angry Vet story is it's one of frustration, and it's one of disgust, and it if you love the vets, you love the military, which a lot of people say they do, but they don't really have a structured definition of what it means to love the military for themselves and their family. Oh yeah, I really appreciate veterans. My family's full of veterans. One of the places that we need advocates for veterans is through the VA, because a lot of veterans are just getting railroaded by the system. And I'm going to take this sweatshirt off. But yeah, a lot of veterans are getting railroaded by the system that was, promised to them would be there for them when they got out. And, co-host over on Vet Nation, Mike Arthur, Skipper Arthur, and he's had his own run-ins with the VA, and he's medically retired. And the other co-host, of Veterans Affairs Media, he started his channel, I think, in much the same way that the Angry Vet started his, because he was getting a runaround from the VA and not getting the care that he was promised he would have for having served his country and served the American people. And what this has done to veterans, what it's done to veterans and how they feel about talking to people joining the military and being in the military, the way they're treated when they get out, has really turned veterans off in advocating for people to join the military. One, a lot of people are just tired of the useless wars. They're tired of people sending their kids off to die in foreign lands that really it accomplishes nothing for our safety and security. And we get sold these lies about every war that our political elites try to get us involved in. And so then they have to make up stories like, oh, Iraq was full of weapons of mass destruction. Well, that wasn't true. We found absolutely no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Oh, if we invade Iraq, we could take out these weapons of mass destruction. We can do regime change, and it'll be more stable. We didn't stabilize the Middle East, so wow. I have surgeries I need that get pushed back for months, and community care takes 2 months. Yeah, Skipper is a big advocate of community care. Notice I am throwing the onions in the chicken scrap dish just because if they want to eat them, they can. It takes a lot of onion to make the eggs sour, and mine get really good food throughout the week. And but they don't get whole onions. Yeah. So check out Vet Nation. Check us out tomorrow for Vet Nation Unexplained at 12:30 Central Time. Go over there and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. If you know my channel and you enjoy what I do on my channel, and you want to see me keep doing it, memberships are always appreciated. If you are a member and you want to help other people discover me, give a gift membership. So hi Jen, thanks for being here. So thanks to everybody who's come in and watched, even for just a few minutes. Don't be a lurker. Say hi. Tell us where you're from, how you found us. So we're done with our scrap bowl. Aw, Jen, thanks for the super chat. Thank you, dear. Very much appreciated. YouTube found me. Yeah, I always appreciate it when YouTube does that for me. So, cheers. Pablo is in a cult. Where are you from? Pablo? And are you the Pablo that's in the cult, or are you warning us that Pablo is in a cult? Is this one of those Where's Waldo kind of things? Oh, Pablo, you're from New York. Okay. Thanks for being here again. Once again, even with the onions, do not have to be chopped super well. Ooh, that onion almost landed in the coffee. That would have been an interesting mix. Sugar-free, carb-free mocha coffee made with Bustelo and onion. Whew. I'm pretty experimental. I don't know if I could handle that. But, yeah, we're almost to the fun part of this whole thing, and that's the putting it on the stove to sauce it, if you will. Onions are getting to me. Now remember, we've been heating our pan for quite a while because we want the temperature to be there and ready to go right away. So there we go. Hi Mercedes, good to see you. So we've had this on real low, so we're going to hear some sizzle. Now, when you see this, you're going to be, good Lord, that pan is so full. And you're not wrong, it is very full. And it's going to spill throughout this process. We're gonna see a lot of spillage as it goes throughout the day. And once again, I will take pictures of this as it's cooking down. Once we go through this food prep part, or not the food prep, but initial prep. I am. Does anyone know what he is making? And good morning. I am making a Cajun style base sauce for dinner for Mrs. Minnesota and a friend of hers tonight. They're going to be running a coffee shop and baking bistro together starting in January. And they're going to have a little meeting tonight, a dinner meeting, and I am making this sauce for them to have dinner. So I'm going to make them dinner to eat about 5 o'clock and let them be. And I'm going to be meeting with someone who is running for office, who's wanting to talk to me about their campaign for office. So they need my involvement in some way, and I don't know what I bring to the table, but they want to talk. He's going to make a mess. Yes, Clifford, I am going to make a mess. Am I on the East Coast? No, I'm in Minnesota, actually. So, I don't know if you guys can hear. I'm going to bring you a little bit closer so we can still hear that sizzle, even though that temp is low. Temp's low. We're still getting that sizzle, which is good. We want that sizzle. That's not burning. That's just the moisture, especially in the onions that hit the pan. So now what we're going to do, boy, I sure hope I didn't forget. Okay, good, we're safe. The favorite part of this, right? The part that everybody loves is everybody loves butter, right? I love butter. The only thing better than butter for cooking is beef tallow, and this recipe just would not come off good with beef tallow. So we're going to use a ½ pound, 2 sticks of butter. We're not going to slice it. We're not going to put it in the microwave and soften it. Everything about this is letting it cook slow, low and slow. And so we're going to just take the butter. We're going to set it right over the vegetables. The wonderful thing about this is as the heat begins to rise, the steam comes up through the vegetables. It will obviously transfer that heat from the steam and from those vegetables into the butter, and that butter will melt on top of the veggies. And as it's melting on top of those veggies, and by the way, make sure you get all your parchment paper off of your butter. As it melts down over the vegetables, and it really permeates the vegetables as it's melting through it. Hey Jugs, thanks for being here. Once again, Jen, thanks for the super chat. Now, we're going to add the crushed tomatoes next. Crushed tomatoes. If you weren't watching from the beginning, you're going to want to buy crushed tomatoes. If you cannot find crushed tomatoes, you want to use a petite diced potato or tomato. You do not want to use a seasoned recipe from a can. You want to make sure you're getting just a classic crushed or a classic petite dice. I prefer these types of can openers, by the way. Makes it a lot easier to work with the can once it's open. Not everybody likes these, what they call safety openers. Mrs. Minnesota does not like the safety openers. She doesn't think they work. Sometimes she might be right. But I prefer safety openers because you don't have to worry about slicing up spatulas and whatnot when you are trying to clean out a can if you need to, especially on like tomato paste or tomato sauce cans. So. Oh, you do your vegetables in the smoker for yours. Interesting, Clifford. I like smoked vegetables. So, once again, we're not going to stir. We're not doing any stirring right here at the outset. We are just pouring that in. Now, we're going to set this aside because, as you can see, there's a lot of leftover. So, we are making a Cajun style base sauce for a fettuccine dish tonight. So, and this sauce that we're working on, it takes approximately 6 hours to reduce to a good sauce size. Or to a good sauce consistency. But I have a couple people out there that have watched my cooking on Vet Nation who said, "Oh, you don't do anything with vegetables, and you don't know how to cook with vegetables, or you don't know how to do." And they say it in good fun, but I am actually kind of a home chef. My plating skills aren't like what you would see on MasterChef or things like that, but my flavor profiles are amazing. So, oh, thank you, Mercedes. I very much appreciate that. Mercedes is one of my international. Do I barbecue? I love to barbecue. I do not have a smoker right now, but I do. When most people say barbecue, I think they mean grilling. I love to grill. I do some barbecuing along with grilling. So, to me, barbecue is a very particular art, and it requires a good feel for sauces. I tend to prefer Kansas City style sauces, barbecue sauce. Smoking is barbecue for you in Texas. Interesting. So, if you guys like the channel and you ever want merchandise, let me know. Normally I'm doing something about police corruption or government corruption, so we're just doing some cooking today. So remember, we bought chicken stock, and we bought the store brand chicken stock. So Anthony, thanks for stopping in. KC does have some great barbecue places. Yeah, and I prefer the thickness of the brown sugar style barbecue sauces of KC. I don't like Georgia sauces as much. I don't like the thinner, redder sauces, personally. So if you guys notice, what I'm doing here is I'm pouring the chicken stock in to the crushed tomatoes, and I'm going to grab a little spatula because we want to get as much of that crushed tomato out of there as possible, and having the chicken stock in there really helps clean that out. And once again, we're just going to pour this right over. We're not doing any stirring. For one, stirring right now is almost impossible, so Now, if you notice, remember this is the can. This is the can after the chicken stock and stirring, so you're virtually clean. Cuts down on waste. Now remember, we're staying with low and slow on our temp. Yeah, preparation is important and patience, absolutely. I don't use barbecue sauce. My rubs alone give a great flavor with pecan wood. Oh, absolutely. Pecan is a great wood. I have some black walnut that I am in the process of hand splitting. I go outside and split, and I don't use gas at all. My grilling or when I'm barbecuing, mine is all wood fired, and I just have a little kettle grill, big enough for me and Mrs. Minnesota. So, and you know, the kids when they stop by. Now, if you know much at all about the best thing about home chefery, if you will, is everything's by feel. Now, baking's different. Obviously, baking is much more obviously recipe based. And there's not a lot of room for taste adjustment during baking, because it's such a precise chemistry. But when you're doing a recipe like a sauce like this is very much an issue of it's about feel as you're going through. So now, most people get mad at me when I say that because they want to know exactly how much do I need to put in, and that's going to vary based on your personal taste. It really is. It's going to very much be based on how you like your seasoning. If you're a person who just loves hellfire on your tongue, you know, on a recipe that calls for some heat, then by all means, you're going to want to do things like add in cayenne, add in white pepper. You're going to want to add in maybe a smoked paprika. You're going to want to add in Frank's hot sauce, or you know, all these version of the same thing. Whatever your budget allows for, you're going to want to do that. Now, keep in mind, not everybody likes that. So if you're serving this to friends and you're trying to convince them, hey, I want you to try this Cajun dish that I saw this random whacked out stranger making on YouTube, you're not going to want to go blow them out of the water with heat. And I was telling somebody the other day, there's a difference between artistic heat in a recipe and burn your mouth, you know, like nuclear level wasteland level heat. Nuclear level wasteland heat does not taste good. It just, if you go out and you buy nothing but like ghost peppers, and that's what you're gonna make, like, you might as well not even bother making it, because you're not gonna have flavor. You want flavors. You want your flavors to like do this myriad of dances on your tongue, on your palate while you're cooking or while you're eating. So keep that in mind. So a lot of people, like I said, get mad at me. What amounts? And my response to that is, the amounts aren't what's important. It's the items that you put in versus the amounts of the item that you put in. You notice that was a full jar, and so we pretty much went 3/4 of that minced garlic went in there. So I do have an open jar of the Better Than Bouillon. What's it? When he cooks his he goes nuclear, so he makes separate for me, right? See, which is great if that works for you guys, but you know, not everybody has the ability to separate those out. And some people who go nuclear with their, you know, with theirs, they think that that's the only way to go, and so they were like, I'm not going to separate. So good on your husband for doing that for you. Too many grandkids to be using hot spices or anything hot at my house. And a dish like this, obviously, probably most grandkids are not going to want to try it. This is going to be for your early, you know, maybe just preteen, early teens and up. I am standing up. I'm like, I'm not showing you my butt. That's just awkward. So don't make it weird. It's too late. You already did. So, oh, that's not the one I wanted. That's the beef. I wanted the veggie. I'm betting I got to get a new jar of the veggie. Yeah, I gotta go grab a jar of the veggie out of my pantry. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm an idiot. I already had a jar of this. Stand by. Oh yeah, slow cooked brisket is really good. The problem with brisket, even when you're slow cooking, is not overcooking it. Um, a good brisket's got to be served at medium rare, and it's got to be pulled before it gets to medium rare. So, this is the once again the Better Than Bouillon. Now, remember too that we haven't added anything in for heat here as far as spices go yet. This is all just the veggies with the jalapenos. So, I'm gonna rinse off the spatula. And this is the Better Than Bouillon vegetable stock, or vegetable base. And we're not going to put as much of this in as we did the chicken, but this stuff is, this is just, I wish you could smell it. So this will simmer on low. It'll probably get its first stir in about half an hour, 45 minutes, and this will simmer on low for anywhere from 5 to 7 hours. So dinner tonight for Mrs. Minnesota and her friend is 5 o'clock. So this will be simmering until I make the cream base portion of this. And then I'll set aside part of this. And then I will cook boneless, skinless chicken breasts in this. So, golden piles of dookie. I don't know if they're worth something. Thanks for the happy poop. I'll take it. I don't know what it means, but I'll take it. So remember, once again, I'm not using as much of the vegetable base as I did the chicken base from Better Than Bouillon. Now, Better Than Bouillon's a little bit more expensive, but it goes a lot further. And the nice thing is once it's open, it goes in the fridge and it'll keep. You'll use it up before. Once you start using Better Than Bouillon, you'll never go back to bouillon powders or anything like that. Like I said, some things when I'm cooking, I do splurge on, and Better Than Bouillon is one of my splurges. I hope for those of you that are tuning in because of the cooking that you'll stick around for my philosophical and accountability content. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. For those of you who don't know, I was a deputy at a detention center here in Minnesota so I worked for a sheriff's office. I did that for almost 13 years. In 2020, I started a podcast talking about COVID and all of the lockdowns and everything. And my employer came after me and tried to terminate me for my podcast, which is this channel. They tried to terminate me. They spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars investigating me. I am not making that up. The story is very complex and it's very interesting. I have a playlist on the channel. Oh, AVA, I'm sorry to hear a baby's not doing well. Clifford, oh, I had COVID 3 times here in Texas and it really sucks having it. Yeah, I had it, didn't like it at all, did not like it. Jen Thunder, Mercedes. Thanks. Once again, thanks guys for the super chats. So I'm going to put a dash of pink Himalayan salt. This is not great value. It's just an old jar. We buy ours from an Amish outlet, literally run by the Amish. We go down and we buy it in big bags. So, but I'm going to put just a touch of pink Himalayan sea salt in. Yes, it is a sea salt. But I'm using a salted butter. There is salt in the vegetable base and in the chicken base. There's also salt in the chicken stock. So, and just a touch of black pepper. And remember, we already have garlic in this. I'm looking for my jars of seasoning that I wanted to show you guys. Oh, there they are. This is the piece de resistance. It's one of my few cheats. This is one of my few cheats. I love cheat seasonings. And this is Weber's Nolan's Style seasoning. It is great on a ton of things. I see that toaster. Do you ever make guac? I don't. I am not a avocado toast guy. I do not like avocado. Mrs. Minnesota does, but I do not like avocado. So, and now she's got my youngest grandchild hooked on it. When he comes to visit, he literally asks for Cotto. He says, Cotto? Cotto, Grandma? Cotto? You know, so good for them getting the kids exposed to those different things. I am not a But yeah, so I like cheats sometimes, and this is one of my favorites. So. And the nice thing about the Nolan's Cajun from Weber is it's not overpowering. So we did the Nolan's there, and now we're going to just do a touch of white pepper. Folks, do not. Oh. That was the onion powder. I gotta grab the white pepper yet. I just did a touch of onion powder. I meant to say that first. Do not let white pepper fool you. White pepper is powerful. And it can be very overpowering, so you got to be very careful with white pepper. So. He says, I got to be very careful with white pepper as he's just kind of feeling it. Now, what you're going to notice on this is a lot of people's go-to for seasoning on spicy foods are cumin and what's the other one? Cumin. Oh, and chili powder. We're not putting any cumin in this, and we're not using any chili powder. So no chili powder in this dish. Now I'm gonna give you guys a close-up if I can. Oh, the grandbabies are here. So you can see we're starting to get some percolation going on. So you guys are about to see the grandbabies. But that's okay, we're almost done with the prep side of this. So it's about to get really loud in here. I use a salted butter. Hold on, I gotta go there. Go back, take your shoes off, don't walk all over grandma's dog.
Untie this, please.
Yeah.
We visited Santa and we had a lot. Yeah.
lot of what you do. Go sit on the stairs. That's yours. No. No, I'm making Cajun. I'm. Can you give them to me? Did you miss me, Charlie? Let's say hi. Say hi. Is that Charlie? Say hi, Charlie. Are you gonna? You need a nap? You need a nap? Say hi.
That smells delightful.
Say hi. Can you say hi? People are watching. You don't want to say hi? Are you tired? Yeah, that's you.
Hey, Papa, I got 2 candy canes.
You got 2 candy canes, enough to share with Grandma.
Oh, this is amazing.
Just go. Oh my gosh, my daughter is trying to hide from being on camera.
What did you bring that out?
Can you whip this up real quick for my lunch? Just speed it
This
up.
won't be ready until I'm ready to make it for your mom and carry it in it.
Oh, they're coming here?
Papa,
Just carry.
Papa, look what I have.
I know you will say hi.
What?
I know you will say hi. Say hi, everybody. Tell them, who are you?
Hey. Frankie.
You want to say hi too?
Yes.
All right. Gotta be careful though.
Yeah, please.
Hi. Ready? Hi.
What's your name?
Rosie, and I have a gun too.
They have a gun too.
Okay. There's these socks. Mom,
They sound. They sound. What?
Kaka. He wants coffee.
Oh, he wants his coffee. Let's watch this. I was telling them about him and his love
You can
for.
glue it back on.
Mommy, can you open this?
Just a minute.
As I was cooking, I was telling them about Charlie and his love. Charlie,
Look at Papa.
Charlie, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, bring him over here.
It's
So.
so cold.
Charlie, what's this?
Hurry up.
Is that a Kato? Yeah, you like Katos, don't you?
Mom, open this.
He loves avocado. I don't know why. We think he might have mental problems.
Mommy.
What am I opening? Honey, we're not gonna do that cracker.
Yeah.
No, they're fine. I told everybody the grandkids were coming. They're going to make noise. So we're at that simmer level now, where this is pretty much going to be.
It's probably your decoration.
6 hours, roughly now. 5.5 hours of simmering for this to be done.
I got
Um,
something else in it.
And as it's simmering, it will, I guess for lack of better terminology, it does its own mixing. So you don't have to sit here and stir it constantly. In fact, you don't want to stir it constantly. You also have to, and you'll hear this, you're going to have to accept the mess. There's just, I mean, unless you go to a really giant stock pot, which to me, really large stock pots are, they're great for making stock, they're great for making soups, whatnot, but they're not good for a sauce like this, because you want the sauce, you want it, are you want it to sit low and have everything kind of be on that one level where it's absorbing the flavors across and evenly. And you see the one stick of butter is getting more heat on that side than this side over here. So let's do a little bit of adjustment. Oops, sorry about that. Don't know what happened. There we go. So we have to adjust positioning here a little bit.
Yummy hot chocolate.
Yeah, and you want a stove that you can really adjust real well, so. Does it work better if I pull back further? There we go. Rose, does Rosie need her jeans dried and her socks dried? Yeah, you want to come here and see him? Are you ready to come say hi? Yeah. You're getting used to it now? Say hi. Who is that? Who's on there? Charlie? Is that you? And who? And Grandpa? Is that Charlie and Grandpa? Here. What are we having?
Chicken fries, apparently. I want that. We just had 6 hours.
Chicken fries and then nap time.
We're gonna watch the English. See how that goes. They're a decaf coffee.
Why?
Because every single day that I've not had caffeine, I've been fine when it comes to that. But I also ordered a book from Amazon called Help, I'm Dying Again.
Calvin went outside to use the bathroom, looked over and saw the new car and was barking at it.
Pardon me. Woo! Look at that, Charlie. What is it?
Dodge Journey.
Oh, you're a Dodge guy.
I'm a whatever.
Whatever there is. The car. Later you can go out and see Grandma's new car. I am, Mama. You're coloring it. Does Rosie even know how to do the craft? She just falls for it.
So, yeah. as this is cooking down, what I'll do is, as it gets ready to be just about right at serving time, I will start the cream sauce um, in a separate pan. Um, and then I will also cook the boneless, skinless chicken breasts in this sauce. So I won't even season the chicken breast. We'll cut them up into strips and cook them in this sauce. Then we add the cream sauce to this base sauce, and that will make the meal along with the fettuccine alfredo or the fettuccine. So I prefer boneless, skinless chicken thighs for dishes like this, but this meal's not for me. It's for my Mrs. Minnesota and her friend. They're having a business meeting tonight, and so they're gonna eat. I'm gonna cook. They're gonna eat, and then I'm gonna leave. So sometimes you do those things, right? But yeah, so this is gonna be boneless, skinless chicken breasts, pan seared and cooked in this sauce when it reduces down. And it will only be a portion of this sauce, so this is gonna be enough to do a couple of quart freezer bags where you literally, once you get it down to room temp, you put it in the quart freezer bags, and you'll have at least 2, maybe not 3 other meals on top of the meal that we get out of this today. CJ, thanks for being here. I don't know where you're from, but thanks for stopping in. It is a Cajun style base sauce for a pasta dish that I'm serving tonight. So it's base of green pepper, jalapeno pepper, red pepper, orange pepper, and onion. Thanks for being here from Dallas. I hope that you will hit the like button and subscribe. I operate out of Minnesota. So do occasional cooking streams when time allows and when the mood strikes me, and I knew I was going to make this dish today. So that's why, if you go back to the beginning of the stream, took everybody with me to the store. We did our shopping together. We picked up our base. I explained at the beginning of the stream what the meal is and why I prep it the way I do. And this is, like I said, a 5 to 6 hour minimum reduction sauce. So you literally cannot rush this sauce. If you try to rush this and do it in a very short period of time, you're just going to be really disappointed in the flavor. Once again, it is a spicy sauce. It is not meant to. Thanks for the sub, by the way. Really appreciate that. It is a spicy sauce, but is not meant to be nuclear. My daughter, who's here with her kids, my daughter is not a spice person. She does not like super hot foods, but she actually loves this dish. You love this dish, don't you?
Yes.
And you don't like spicy, do you?
No.
So, but it has just enough. She's going to be making an appearance on the show here pretty soon. We're going to be sitting down to talk about Rose Wilder, who, excuse me, Rose what?
Rose Wilder Lane.
Okay, Rose Wilder Lane, who she was the only child? Yeah. Only surviving child of Laura Ingalls Wilder. And so my daughter is one of the local historical experts, and that's all the further we'll go with that particular part of the conversation. But she knows a lot about Rose, and she has some very strong, well-educated views on Rose. But if you don't know anything about Rose had a very tenuous grasp on truth. And as she moved through her life, she kind of went a lot of directions philosophically with her politics, but she ended up becoming friends with Ayn Rand, who is the objectivist philosopher from
Maybe I
Europe.
can save it for Dad. Because he was.
Excuse me, I gotta plug you guys in before I lose you.
Spicy. And he wants. I think he wants to read it.
There we go. Got you plugged in. I forgot to plug us in earlier. So, yeah, she's going to come on and she's going to give us a
Luckily, Dad got a
lay expert's
pizza.
perspective on Rose and her authorial work
Maybe he's really,
and her politics.
really hungry.
But Rose ended up landing in the libertarian camp, and so I'm fascinated with her.
And
And
he got a candy cane too.
the more that you
This was the same one.
the more that you learn about the Wilder family, you know, and you can understand with Rose knowing the truth about the father figure from the Little House on the Prairie, and in the way that he was romanticized. Yes, the way that he was romanticized by the TV show, you can understand why there was some pushback on his legacy from people who knew him. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about how that may have informed Rose's journey into libertarianism and objectivism. But she's an interesting character. Character being the better part of the descriptor there for her. So, are you ready to put your chicken fries in? You back him up. How many do you want?
Probably whatever is left.
Left? No. So, interesting development here. I'm launching a Twitch.
Why not?
That's just a sticker that Santa.
It's shot.
That's really good shot.
There's 4.5. There will be 4.5 chicken fries
That's not good.
per person.
That's not good.
Why? Why is it?
Because you guys like your chicken fries, and we only have
So many.
9. So you're gonna have to be satisfied with 4.5 chicken fries each.
We have to break them in half.
Yeah, break one in half. That's right. I don't even think we have any mac and cheese left. I wasn't planning for you guys today. I don't know why I wasn't planning for you guys. I should have known you were gonna be here. But
Hey, Mommy.
I don't even have any bread.
I'm making this card for Santa Uncle.
I mean, I could probably run down and get some. I don't have the cash. He's fine. I'm not worried. We're not pros. But, so yeah, guys, I'm gonna walk through this one more time. So, pepper base, pepper and onion base, 5 to 6 hour prep time. You use chicken stock and crushed tomatoes. If you can't find crushed tomatoes, you want to use a petite diced tomato, 2 cans. Nolans Cajun seasoning, white pepper, black pepper, just some pink Himalayan salt, little bit of onion powder. Better than bouillon chicken stock and vegetable or chicken base and vegetable base. 5 to 6 hours of simmer time on that. Then And the other great thing about this too is if you want it with a steak, you can do a pan seared steak and then cook it off, finish it off in the sauce. Obviously, I would recommend slicing it before cooking it. You're probably not going to be able to focus on whether or not you're going to get a medium rare or medium out of it. You're probably going to end up with a well done. But there again, with this kind of sauce, you should enjoy it no matter what. Oh yeah, absolutely, Azimuth Phoenix. I would gladly give you my social security number. Yeah, I'm very likely. Why don't you go ahead and email me and I'll send you my social security number. I would gladly give that to you. If you want to steal my identity, please do. You might be able to improve my life if you steal my identity. So then you can also serve this with mussels or crawdad. I don't know if anybody around you sells crayfish or crawdad. If you like crawdad, this is a really good base sauce for crawdad and shrimp. Goes really well with deshelled crab, deshelled lobster. Goes well with clams, scallops, things like that. So it's a very versatile base. And so if you want to serve it without the French flair, Northern Italian flair of the cream sauce at the end, it pairs well with as just a sauce on pasta, or even a sauce on rice, or a sauce on potato, along with then having like a pan-seared steak or a pan-seared chicken breast or chicken thigh. It's a very, very good, very versatile sauce. But yeah, crawdad is very good in this. I enjoy crawdad in this. Yeah, try it with a seafood plate, absolutely. Price Detroit Detailing. Thanks for being. I'm assuming that means you're from Detroit, so thanks for stopping in from Detroit. I mean, you're pretty close to Canada there. The key to this dish too is not only is it the long simmer time, but it's also, you know, the patience that comes with it, but learning what your palate really prefers on it. So like if you're a pasta person, great with pasta. If you're a rice person, great with rice. Like I said, it does pair with potatoes, but not quite as well as it does with rice or pasta. I'll show you guys when I told you about overflow. You're just going to have to accept overflow. But as you can see, we're getting to the point where the vegetables are all kind of sunk down into the same level. This is where we're going to start to see how the seasoning really cooks through the vegetables and into making that nice solid base that we're hoping for in a few hours. So once again, I will take pictures of this throughout the day and share those to the community page. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. If you like what I do with my political and philosophical commentary and talking about law enforcement and other government agencies being held accountable, channel memberships are always well received blessing. I don't know how long those are supposed to be in, so I just put them in.
Here, Mom.
Granddaughter sharing her opinion of the dish that she has never had. So, but yeah, once again, if you like what I do, channel memberships are available. If you ever want to support, you can share out all my content. I've been putting out pretty much one short every day for the last few weeks. I'm covering a story about medical kidnapping right now here in southeast Minnesota, as well as a story about Blake Mosted, who was paralyzed by a Minnesota State Trooper back in April, and I have dash cam video of that, and we're going to be doing a breakdown of that here very, very soon. Thank you, Jen Thunder, for that gifted rose. I also have more state trooper dash cam video where another state trooper caused another accident needlessly and got away with it. They don't have to be quiet. Hey, Sarah, Kana for Liberty. She's local to me as well.
I found one of these.
So, Rodolph, you keep telling me to stand up and turn around, and I'm just not showing you my butt. Don't blame me for wanting to see it. It's not bad for a 55-year-old, but you got to pay for that if you want that. You have to pay for that. So.
No.
Maybe not here.
No, somebody was walking by.
So, thank you, Jen Thunder. Appreciate that. That wasn't even close to vulgar. You want vulgar, you tune into some of my angry channel, some of my angry rants. It wasn't Grandma Maggie. So, the dog was offering his opinion about someone walking by. That didn't belong on his sidewalk, apparently. You want to come say hi? You want to say hi?
No.
Yeah, you do. You want to say hi? Do you want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. Yeah. Say hi. Yeah. What's on that? What is that? Is Grandpa cooking, making a mess? That looks like the kind of mess you and your sisters make.
Are you down in your hot chocolate?
All right.
Are you gonna bake yours?
Yes.
Frankie didn't go over hot chocolate.
Is that a first?
For the day.
So, but yeah. So, live stream tomorrow over at Vet Nation for Vet Nation Unexplained at 12:30 Central. Once again, we're having a guest on to talk about time slips. He's experienced some time slips, and we're going to talk to him about that on Vet Nation. And then tomorrow evening, I want to say 4:15ish, I'm going to be doing my next live stream about the medical kidnapping, and we're going to have a really serious conversation about how things really went south in that moment when St. Charles PD officer Robert Flerick proved that he did not have an emergent reason to enter the home and kidnapped the child with the social workers. So, yeah, that'll be, like I said, about 4:15 Central Time tomorrow. We're going to do that, and lots of content still coming out. Working on a lot of stories. I'm working on an unexplained disappearance of a young man from Cass County, disappeared in 2020. And hasn't been seen or heard from since 2020, and the last people that saw him alive were the Cass County Sheriff's Office. Yeah. They immediately told his family when he disappeared that he ran out of state and is in hiding, and that was all the effort they put into it. So, yeah, we're working on that story, and we're going to be telling that story in the coming weeks and months. This is holiday time of year, right? So we're probably looking at wrapping up the last episode of Libertarian Lowdown for the season sometime here in the next 2 weeks, and relaunching Monday Night Musings in an interesting way. So, and we're going to be doing a lot more drive time dialectics coming up as well, especially with the newer vehicle. It's a lot quieter inside of it, but really appreciate everybody tuning in for the last 2 hours, and go back to the beginning of this video if you're interested in this dish and making it. And once again, I'll be taking pictures of them and posting them up on the community page as the day goes along, so you can see what it looks like as this is ready. And I will show you. I might even do a short video as I'm making the cream and everything. I might just do a short video or a short stream later as we finish the dish. So that'll be around 4:15, 4:30. So be looking for that. So thanks for tuning in for this, and go back and rewatch so you can see the base of the recipe. Thanks for being here, and until next time, Sic Semper Tyrannis.